Good morning, Rob Harrington, Cranky Old Patriot. Today we're going to talk about evil. There's good and there's evil. That's it. There's nothing in the middle. There's good and there's bad. There's light and there's dark. There's nothing in the middle. And once you see from a moral relative absolutism the difference between the two sides, you're going to find that everything that's wrong with this world is based upon deception. And deception is the devil's best tool. We've been deceived. We've been deceived not by a religion. I can't blame the Jewish faith on what's happening in our planet. Zionism is not Judaism. Zionism is a social, political, economic front hiding behind Judaism. They use the Jews as human shields. They use the Jews for the victim card, so we'll feel sorry for them because they were mass murdered in gas chambers and there were more Christians murdered by Bolshevik communist Zionists, in essence, during the Russian Revolution, 10 million of them, than supposedly, allegedly, all the Jewish faith that were gassed. And there's even questions about that now. Just do your research. I'm sure there were some executions of Jews. Absolutely. I don't think it was 6 million. And I think there's more and more proof coming about on that. You just have to research and you have to discern. You have to learn the difference between good and evil. And you have to smell out deception. When you see, smell, hear deception, that's the devil. And I promise you, when 98% of our Congress are Zionist and support genocide and the murder of women and children, that's your ultimate call their bluff. Every congressman has to be relieved of duty and taken out of office in the next election cycle, whatever their election cycle is. They all have to be removed, and all the bureaucrats in D.C., all the Zionists have to be removed. That is our goal. Should be your goal if you want to fight evil. Because the root of all the world's problems, you're going to find, once you do your research and your discernment, it all goes back to Zionism. Zionism is not a religion. Zionism is a social, political, economic front for globalist, Zionist fascism. Fascism is the marriage of corporatism. It is corporatism. That's Mussolini's own interpretation. Fascism is corporatism. Corporatism is where the large corporations and government are in bed together, working against the people. So get your acts together. It may not be too late, but it's going to be too late if you don't start acting up, speaking up. Protests and marches, nah, they don't work. Wringing of your hands and gnashing of teeth, and that's not going to work. You have to get organized. You have to get them all unelected in the next cycle. That's it. Because if you look at the economy, we're at the end. The empire is dead. This is why they're attacking Venezuela. Basically, what they're doing is they're saying to the world, we're going to bomb Venezuela, take all their stuff, all their resources. That is a warning to the rest of the world to not join into the BRICS and to not join into working against the petrodollar, because once we get rid of the petrodollar, once the world divides into two camps or several camps and they get organized, and they are organized on the BRICS side, BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China. Once they're organized and we're off the petrodollar, our economy basically implodes. And this is what the Zionists want, is to implode our society, to divide us and conquer us. They want to take over all of our resources and rob us blind the way they're about ready to in Ukraine. Who owns Ukraine? BlackRock and all the other American international corporations and European corporations. They have now divided and conquered Ukraine to steal. That's their game plan. That's why our country's going down. That's why our economy is about ready to fail miserably. And if you think food prices are high now, give it 3 to 5 years. You won't be able to eat. Discern, pray, get organized, remove all Zionists from office and power. And maybe this isn't the end. Maybe this is the beginning of a better world. Let the empire die. The empire is only built upon us being assholes and liars and cheats and thieves and murderers. It has to end. That's our atonement to God for all of our sins. God bless America. And we wish us luck.